You Amy?
Mike! Yes,
How's it going? I'm Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Good to see you. What a greeting. Wow, I get a full-on hug, huh?
We are rolling.
That's a good way to start off. Rolling.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a welcome. You know how to make people feel good when they come into the room, huh?
Yeah!
It was so nice to meet you.
It was so nice to meet you a moment ago, and I was like free folding and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about your neighborhood here.
Well, my neighborhood is the neighborhood, and this is my house.
It's a good-looking house.
Good-looking house, and I love living here, and yeah.
And you got that big old rockin' swing.
Big, and it says Hakuna Matata.
Is that right? What does that mean?
Means no worries.
Yeah, you kind of have that mentality, I feel like.
Yeah.
You just kind of are happy-go-lucky, kind of waving to people in the neighborhood. I hear you have a lot of friends here.
Yes, I do, Mike.
That's awesome. Tell me about some of your friends.
You're one of my friends, Mike.
Ah, I know, your newest friend.
Your newest friend, and I make all friends from all over the world, you know.
I know, you have a world shirt there.
Yes, I do.
And what do you mean, friends from all over the world?
Like, I get to meet people from all over the world, like invite them to my house or invite them out for lunch and stuff like that. I love doing that.
You love meeting people.
I love meeting people. And I don't believe in strangers.
No strangers to you, huh?
Nor acquaintances.
Everyone you want to develop a friendship with.
Yes, you are correct.
And so tell me about how your friendship with Avery started.
Well, my friendship with Avery started about 4 years ago at Reality Ministries. It was once upon a time in October. I don't remember what date it was, and Avery and Amy sound great, and she's just, you know, she's a beauty. She's a beauty outside and inside all together. And I just love her for that.
Yeah, so you saw her, you said, this is someone I need to make my friend.
Yes, yes, yes.
And what are some of your favorite moments you've had with Avery?
Going on a cruise together was one of my favorite.
You guys went on a cruise?
Yes.
That must have been a blast. Where'd you go to?
I go to Cozumel.
On that cruise, what are the things you do? What did you love about that cruise?
Well, I love to eat. I'm a big eater. I love food. So, you know, food is my favorite subject.
Ha!
And I went swimming in a spa. Oh, and I met El Divo. I met El Divo on a cruise, which
There you go.
It was a blast.
I bet. I mean, I saw some pictures of you guys partying up on that cruise. And there's no shortage of food on a cruise.
Yeah.
So if you...
You know what, Mike? You are up-temping and going. I love you.
Oh, really? Well, thank you. I'm starting to love you, too. I get a hug already? That's pretty amazing. It's only been about 5 minutes into the interview.
Yep.
You're about the warmest person I've ever met.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh, yeah. And so tell me more about, I guess you moved to this neighborhood about 6 years ago?
Yes, 6 years ago.
And what was life like before that? Where were you?
I was in a different world.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was not loving it at all. But when I came to this place, boom, baby, I started to, you know, burst out with laughter and joy, and everything inside me felt happy, and you know, this was just a great place to be surrounded by. Yeah,
so you moved here and suddenly your world got a lot bigger and better?
Yeah, a lot bigger and better.
You've been in North Carolina your whole life?
Not my whole life. You're actually talking to the Florida Queen right now.
The Florida Queen, huh?
Yeah.
So you started in Florida.
Yes. And then I moved here when I was about 11 years old, and I'm just enjoying it.
And why did you decide to move to this neighborhood? Why was it an important place?
The food, the friends, the company. The more things you have, the more things you get. And you know, I feel like living in a city is a wonderful place to live in.
And how about your job? What do you do for work?
I do concessions. I do candy, popcorn. I'm a candy girl, okay?
A candy girl at the movie theater?
And when it comes to popcorn, caramel.
Caramel is the way to go,
Yes,
huh?
caramel.
So you're bringing people joy even at the movie theater?
Yes, I do.
And what are some of the more exciting activities you do on a weekly basis here?
Well, on a weekly basis, I try to get my meals in, you know, my favorite meals in, and I like
What's your favorite food?
pizza, chicken, french fries,
The classics.
the classics. Coca-Cola is a classic too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe add the Coke to any of those items and you're
Yeah.
in good shape.
Except with pizza.
You don't like Coke and pizza?
Pepsi and pizza.
Ah, you gotta have discriminating taste there, huh?
Yeah. Because the pizza goes with the Pepsi and the Pepsi goes with the pizza.
Yep, a little P&P.
The little P&P.
So, so you have you eat a lot of good food.
Yeah. And you know the life cycle that comes after that, right?
No, what do you mean?
You have to get it all out.
That's true. That's true.
That's what I meant by life cycle, Avery. I'm doing a good job, right, Avery? No, I love to make jokes.
Yeah, you are funny.
I love to gossip and things like that.
And so you gossip with your neighbors here?
Yeah.
What's the good gossip right now?
You?
And so, in terms of, so this morning you went to church. What's that all about?
I went to prayer, not
I'm
to
sorry.
church.
So this morning you went to prayer.
Yes.
Why is that important?
Because prayer is important for everybody, you know. Even the ones who don't believe in Jesus should always pray to Him and ask Him to. And people ask Jesus to start believing in Him because Jesus is the only one.
And they call it the place where you pray the friendship house.
Yes, the friendship house.
How do you define friendship?
How do I define friendship?
Yeah, what makes a good friend?
By hugging and by doing this.
A little affection.
Yes, I love to be affected.
And then tell me about, so you have a condition called Williams syndrome. What's that?
Avery, you're going to have to help me on this one. Well, I guess God recently put me into some kind of wacky fallen world kingdom, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know how it happened, but I have a missing gene number 7, and I don't know, and I don't know. It's just I have a hard time with sometimes when I have Williams syndrome. I feel like I'm not myself.
And so what are some of how do you feel then?
I get emotional. I get mad at people, mostly anybody, but I don't mean to get mean towards them. It's a feeling. It comes out of everybody.
It seems like you also, you're not just getting mad at people, you also bring a lot of joy and you feel excitement, right?
Yes. Like now I feel extremely excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and then in terms of just being here, and you got your basketball court, your friends
Yes.
all nearby.
Yes.
Do you want to stay here on North Street for a long time?
Possibly.
You like North Street?
I love North Street.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty happy place.
It is a pretty happy place.
And then tell me more about, in terms of you and Avery, you got to be a bridesmaid?
Yep.
How was that? You were looking pretty stunning in that outfit.
Oh, it was all mixed feelings. It was a little bit of nervous. I was like, oh, I've never been a bridesmaid in any wedding, you know, but I was proud of myself, and you know, I would love to be a bridesmaid again. That's something that I would love to do in the near future.
Yeah.
Or maybe even be a bridesmaid just for myself.
There you go, the bride, huh?
The groom and the bride.
Da, da, da. She clearly loves you a lot. How long have you two been friends?
For 40 years.
40 years! And you're only 28.
I know.
You feel like you've known her forever.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know how I'm going to feel like when I turn 30.
Yeah.
You know, because I've never been 30, and I don't know how it's going to feel like or be like or anything like that.
Yeah. Have you ever been bullied?
You know what? I think I have. Yeah.
When were you bullied?
When I was in first grade, by my own teacher.
Some of your teachers were tough on you?
Yes.
How so?
They didn't teach me right. I had to learn how to read by myself, and Mom could explain some of it to you and stuff like that. I was bullied one point in my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah.
How did it make you feel?
Upset.
And then did you change schools, or you stayed there?
I homeschooled.
Yeah.
I had a homeschool because the teacher was bullying me.
Yeah. So you decided to leave that school after
Yeah.
that?
And I also got bullied by this guy named Kevin, and he just didn't want to be around me. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't being nice to me or anything like that. And every time I would walk up to him, he would start yelling at me and everything, and I was like, why is he not participating with me? Why doesn't he not want to be my friend?
Yeah, so sometimes you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And then what are the things that make you happiest?
Bowling. Bowling makes me happy.
You're pretty good at it?
I'm pretty good at it. I'm a champ at it.
The champ?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to seeing you out there rolling the big one.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Amy. James, yes!
What's on your bowling ball?
Hello Kitty.
Oh yeah, you got the Hello Kitty bag.
The Hello Kitty bag.
And this is your spot. This is where you show off your skills.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how often do you guys come bowling here?
Rarely.
You come once a week.
Once a week, okay.
Just not enough. You love it, huh?
I love it.
And you were just in the Special Olympics Bowling League.
Yes.
Can you
Wow, how'd you do in that? Pretty good? Numero uno? Numero dos?
Got a silver medal.
Yeah.
Beat a silver medal in
awesome.
bowling?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got some skills out there, huh?
Yes.
Well, let's see them. I want to see you go.
All right.
Let's, you gotta go. You're going
Go,
first,
girl.
right? Amy Liz. Oh, it's a special technique right there. Special technique. I like it. Yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Woo. Way to go, Amy.
Girl.
Yeah. How about that, huh? Very good stuff. Really fun to see that power move. That's it. The old under the leg looper. Forward motion for accuracy and effectiveness. Yes! A spare to start it out, huh? What a champ! A champ! I love it!
So proud of you.
Way to start
You
it
got the
out!
skills.
You're gonna crush us!
Yes.
Awesome.
Woo!
Feeling alive.
Feeling alive.
So Avery, you've got a remarkable friendship. Tell me about that friendship.
Amy is the most joyful, expressive, musical, intuitive person I know, and in many ways, being with Amy lets me be more myself. And we've known each other for about 4 years. And in those 4 years, there's been many a sleepover, multiple road trips to go visit family members and friends. She can light up a room, but also really understands that not everyone is joyful all the time, and she feels sadness and like the reality of a situation just really clearly and deeply, and I really appreciate that. Like, she gives me more freedom to feel the scope of my feeling.
And there's so many people who, when they see someone with disability, turn the other way or don't engage them.
Yeah.
You've done the opposite, and so many people in this community. Why?
Okay, so I think the first thing is that it is okay to be uncomfortable. Like, when I first walked into Reality Ministries, which is the organization where Amy and I met, I didn't know what to expect. And I had never really, I'd just not ever been in a community like that. And it can be overwhelming. And so I think there's just this like okayness with that. Like, we all are just okay with like, whoa, we are all bringing our own selves, and it gets awkward sometimes and uncomfortable and hilarious. And just like embracing that and like gently leading each other into like, okay, you know, this is probably the best thing to do in this social situation, you know, whatever, like as friends would, but also just a freedom to like embrace everyone for like who they are and receive the gift of difference. And we're a community of all ages and all abilities, but there's also so many other lines and differences and similarities that we bring together, that I think there's a freedom in just saying like, we want you. And for us, there's this understanding too that God is for us as we are. And that's just really liberating. So I think maybe that's what it is just like a, you know, like, it's okay that things are kind of wacko sometimes, or don't go according to plan, or I go to lunch with Amy and she ends up 3 tables over with a group of strangers and I'm sitting alone. It's amazing because I never would have met those strangers. And I've met a lot of people through Amy.
Because she's always saying hi. She's about the friendliest person I've met.
She really is. Her like life mantra is that she has never met a stranger or an acquaintance, only friends. And it's so true. Like, it's not just that first meeting where she like runs up to someone and says hello, which she does. She's also so faithful in following through and saying like, no, come to my birthday party, or like, come to our neighborhood cookout, or, you know, and she's sincere in that invitation. She was the first person I met at Reality. She's the first person a lot of people meet, and that authenticity means that like people really do come around again, and it's the best.
And what is the North Street neighborhood?
Yeah, so kind of at the top of the umbrella, there's this organization called Reality Ministries. And Reality formed about 10 years ago. It's a place for teens and adults with developmental disabilities to come together and find friendship. And North Street kind of came out of that, where a couple of families got together and wondered, what if we had this community where our friends and our family members with different disabilities could be at the center of our life together. This could be a community around them and for them, we're with them. And so North Street was birthed after like 2 years of conversation and prayer and discernment. And it's 2 city blocks in Durham. I think there's 99 of us right now. And we live together, we pray together, we work together, we play together, do a lot of celebrating together. And there's a couple different there's families who live in some of the apartments. There's these 2 houses in the neighborhood called the Friendship Houses. And those are where graduate students at Duke live together with one friend resident. And so There's 16 people in total, 4 in each apartment of those 2 houses, and they're definitely part of the heartbeat of what North Street is. Amy lives right across the street from the Friendship House and loves running over there for potlucks, and we have morning prayer there, and so there's all sorts of different living arrangements within North Street, but we're all supporting each other, and we all know and love each other. A lot of porch action, you know, lots of people sitting out on the porch and singing songs at night, and we have some fire pits where we do s'mores, and Nathan brings his cowboy hats and gives people cowboy hats, and we just sit out at dusk, and we have a pizza oven where we do lots of parties at Pavilion. And yeah, it's just a group of people who have committed to knowing their neighbor and living closely and depending on their neighbor. And it just so happens that it's a neighborhood full of people of all abilities, but it seems like it's just a neighborhood full of friends, and it's been a beautiful place to live.
Right now there's 99 neighbors. Maybe with people watching this,
close
you'll
to
get over that
100.
100.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
push them over. Because it is amazing to be walking down that street and feel that energy and love there.
Absolutely.
And as you mentioned, you went to Duke.
Yep.
And a lot of people go to Duke because they want to be surrounded by only the smartest people in the country. And yet you and so many others have decided to live with people with different mental abilities.
Yeah.
And why?
Absolutely. Yeah, goodness. It is, so I started going to Reality Ministries, the nonprofit, when I was a senior at Duke. And I was just kind of looking for a way to get off campus, kind of get out of the college bubble. I was around a lot of people my age, and we were kind of in this little college world. And walking into a place like Reality, living in a place like North Street, it sounds trite to say it's grounding, but it's like it's just very real. There's just such an understanding of, like, some of our friends experience deeper loneliness than I'll understand. You know, so much sadness, seeing what the world says is like, you know, marriage, driver's license, like all these, like, you know, just different milestones that are like, this is what it means to be an adult or to be, you know, full in life. And to hold that in one hand and say, like, man, there's ways that, according to that, we are a neighborhood that lacks, and yet to feel like there is an abundance in so many ways, and an abundance that I wouldn't know how to look for if I just walked out looking for it. But it really is just like, come as you are, and we will cry together, but we'll also laugh until our, like, insides hurt together, and everything in between. And I think for many of the people who are at the Duke Divinity School or different programs at Duke, the Friendship House is what, like, takes everything we're learning and is like, okay, this is how to actually live, though. Live in the ways that we are called to live, in the ways that, like, you know, in a classroom it's easy to talk about. But North Street teaches us how, like me, how to receive, and not just, like, try to give, but, like, to really say, like, I'm lacking, and there's things that I can receive from Amy and from others that just make life more full.
Yeah, because I mean, Duke has this, you know, the parties, the frats, the sororities, and you've chosen a different life.
Sure, yeah.
But no shortage of fun and joy on North Street.
Not. North Street parties are hard to beat. And it's also, I mean, it's just such a welcoming, open place that literally anyone can come and find it. And we have huge dances at the Reality Center that tons of Duke students can come to. And yeah, it's just this beautiful place that people who come for a little and people who come to, like, live just leave a little bit more full. And I think it just is helpful in questioning, like, yeah, you just see more of yourself when you're in a place that is a little bit out of your comfort zone.
And you met your husband.
And I met my husband there. Yes, I met my husband at Reality Ministries the same night I met Amy. Amy left a bigger impression, but Zach left a bigger second impression. Just kidding.
So on one
Yes,
day,
yes.
you met one of your closest friends
Yes.
and the man you married.
Yes, the man I married, and both in the room where Zach and I got married. So it truly, I mean, yeah, I think I've found some of my closest friends, people who know me the best, and I found more of myself in this community. And there's also just so much more to learn as we grow together and age together and experience what life has for us. And that excites me. It's really fun to think about Amy at like 55.
Yes. We haven't even turned 30.
Yeah,
You guys
she
are
hasn't
young
turned
bucks.
30. I felt like coming up to you was like coming home in some weird way. I was like, this is a girl I can be with.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
And you both have these bright smiles that just welcome the world.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a little fancier with hers.
Ha!
I can't quite do that.
You did. Try. You did it. You no. No, you got it. No, not.
That's the way to do
You
it.
did it. Now you try.
Well,
No, not.
You have to open your mouth.
Now, how about you?
Everyone's trying.
How about you try now?
everybody's doing it. Yeah.
How about you now? Now, how about you? Can you do it?
Yeah, we got the whole. So you know how to make everyone, even the crew, feel like they're part of your world.
Yes, they all.
How do you do that? How do you bring everyone into your world so fast? Is that right?
Yeah? What
Yeah.
about it?
God makes me bring everyone into the whole wide world.
You are something
Because they want to
special
be
anyway.
around you.
They do want it, well, except for some. No, you know.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people?
It's like, hey, I want you. If I want you in my world, I want you in my world. I don't want you to be mean towards me and you know, not interact with me in a way that I don't like to be interacted by and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when they hear that message, they usually come around.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And what do you think? What do you want people to learn when they watch this story about you and this street on North Street?
Don't ignore me.
It's a good one.
Don't ignore me.
And what's your favorite thing about Avery?
My favorite thing about Avery is she's not shy. Don't be shy. Let me take that. Don't be shy is another word I like to say, because if people are shy, that's not good for them because they can't talk to people or interact with people, stuff like that.
So get out there,
Get out there
wave
and
to your
meet
neighbor,
Yes,
because you never know whether that friendship might get started.
yes, right. And it, you know, it's hard for me. You know, you know, it's hard for me when things don't go my way and everything.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Amy?
My favorite thing about Amy is that she is so loving and so wise. Spells better than most people I know, super quickly, out loud. And that she's just super welcoming of so many people. I get to meet a lot of people through you. I love that.
It's pretty good to be sitting on this porch where you've made so many friends, Amy, including maybe your
Yes.
best one. That's pretty good.
We feel emotional, right, Avery?
We're feeling emotional, all sorts of emotions.
Yeah.